As we greet you from the city of Islamabad in Pakistan in blessed Ramadan with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and with Ramadan Kareem. We are now in the 19th day of the month of Ramadan, so there is little time left before we enter the last one-third. I want to first of all begin these few sessions I will record today with a statement on the virus, which is long overdue. And that is that I have consistently maintained that this Covid-19 virus, or whatever other names they call the virus, which is now universal in its embrace of the world, I have always consistently maintained that this has not come from nature, and that this has come from a laboratory. It has been manufactured in a laboratory, and therefore it constitutes biological war. Let us give my reasoning why I have come to this conclusion. The Quran is our source of knowledge. We who follow Nabi Muhammad ﷺ, but I've come to Pakistan to find that while there's one part of Pakistan whose heart is still attached to the Quran and longs for the knowledge of the Quran, there is another part of Pakistan which says, we don't care two peanuts for the Quran. So I've not come to that part of Pakistan. I've come to this part of Pakistan whose hearts are still attached to the Quran. The Quran has absolute truth in it. For us it is al-haqqul yaqeen. The Quran is divinely protected. That's what Allah says. And Allah has commanded us in the Quran, ba'da'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. He says, وَجَاهِدْهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا. Wage a mighty jihad against the forces of evil, the forces of falsehood, the rivals to the truth in the world, the oppressors. Wage a mighty jihad against them using the Quran as your weapon. And so we turn to the Quran to respond, first of all, to the virus. And when we do that, Allah tells us in the Quran that He has created this universe, this material universe, bil-haqq. And that is that truth is embedded in Allah's creation. If truth is embedded in Allah's creation, and a virus comes from nature, then that virus will not envelop the whole world. That will be an unjust order, not a moral order. A virus which comes from nature, which embraces all of mankind, could not come from a universe which is created with truth, and with truth embedded in it. And so, we therefore conclude, since this virus has embraced all of mankind, anywhere you go in the world today, governments are now following the script sent by the World Health Organization. And therefore, wherever governments control people, anywhere in the world today, the virus is present. And they are very eager in counting the numbers of people who have been infected by the virus. They're not too particular about how accurate their diagnosis is. And they're not too particular really on counting how many people actually die from the virus. Someone could die from a heart attack. No, it's a virus. This kind of slipshod calculating indicates to us that those who are behind this virus, it's not from nature, it's from a laboratory. And they are, in fact, pursuing biological warfare. This could not have come from nature. This is my first point, that it is in conflict with our book, the truth which comes from our book, that a virus could embrace all of mankind at the same time. That's not possible from the truth which has come from the Quran. Since the virus has come from a laboratory, it's manufactured, it constitutes, as I said, biological warfare. I have given the analysis many, many times so far in this last 1 year or so that we've been living with the virus, that we can recognize the end game. That the end game is located in the Holy Land. And so this virus has Zionist roots in it. So the end game is the Holy Land. And therefore, we anticipate, and when we speak and give our views, of course, only Allah can confirm that we are correct. But that does not mean that we should not offer an opinion. Our opinion, which is subject to the caveat that only Allah knows whether it is true or not, our opinion is that this virus is going to continue for several years. It's not going to stop now. This phenomenon has never existed in human history. It's the first time it's taking place. And therefore that should alert our medical scholars that you should not analyze this subject purely from a viewpoint of medical knowledge. What is the end product? What is the end game? Our Prophet, Allah's blessings be upon him, has prophesied about the end times of Akhir Zaman. He said that the Arabs are going to be wiped out by plague. That's the old term, plague. The new term is epidemic and virus. So he prophesied that the Arabs are going to be wiped out by plague. My understanding is it does not apply to the entire Arab world. My understanding is this applies in particular to Arabs resident in the Holy Land and around the Holy Land, because that's the battleground. And so I anticipate that they will keep this virus turning around the world, coming and going, until eventually, I don't know how long from now, until eventually a virus will be released in the Holy Land, in Israel, which will be the most dangerous virus of all, manufactured in their laboratory. And this is the one which will wipe out the Arabs. Well then, if it's wiping out the Arabs, well, what about the Jews? We can't have a virus that will also wipe out the Jews. So in other words, we are looking to a virus that is manufactured that has DNA specifications that will target only Arabs and not target Jews. I'm not engaged in any anti-Semitic diatribe. If you're listening to me and you're grinding your teeth with frustration, oh no. I'm merely speaking what I view to be factual, that this is what's going to happen. And when the Arabs in the Holy Land and around the Holy Land are wiped out, then the Israelis, the Zionists can say, well, don't blame us. This virus has been here all along. Blame the virus, don't blame us. This virus is from nature. Well, I'm telling you from now, you should not be brainwashed. It's time for you to open your eyes and look and see, and what I'm offering to you is I believe it is credible. Now then, I have a surprise. I have a surprise for our governments who are towing the line. Everything that comes from the World Health Organization, they are following to the letter. So social distancing, face mask, lockdowns, all of this, close the masjid, all of this, everything that comes from the World Health Organization, it looks like a circus to me. But they have a lovely word in the Urdu language. Since I'm in Pakistan, I can use some Urdu terminology. In Pakistan, they call it a tamasha. Yes, they're playing games with us.